We have some absolutely massive news to break down. It's really more of a conspiracy. We knew that this first round series between the New York Knicks and Detroit Pistons was going to be an absolute bloodbath, but we didn't know to what extent. Well, right now it seems like the refs might even be on the side of the New York Knicks, and that's a definitely interesting take. I'm your host, Joey Mercer. This is another episode of Joe Mercer Sports Podcast, and we're going to break down everything that you need to know on what went down, what happened, and what this conspiracy might be in this episode. But before we get into it, I just want to say that about 99% of you are not subscribed to the channel. So make sure if you aren't to go down below, hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free. Turn on the bell for notifications, and we will keep you up to date with everything you need to know on the NBA, all the news around it, and anything that you'd like to talk about, you can put down in the comment section, and I will try my best to cover it. But without further ado, let's get right into the topic at hand there today, being an article by Michigan Public, by the Associated Press, saying NBA acknowledges a foul that wasn't called at end of Pistons-Knicks game. And that's interesting to see that they're acknowledging it, but in what way? We've heard the 2-minute report come out many times before and say, oh, well, the refs got it right. They might have got something a little bit wrong. But this one's absolutely crucial and should be discussed a whole lot more. It says here, Detroit's Tim Hardaway Jr. said he got fouled in the game's final play. The NBA agreed with him. It didn't matter. Referees missed Hardaway getting fouled while shooting a three-pointer on the final play of Detroit's 94-93 loss to the Knicks in Game 4 of their Eastern Conference first-round series on Sunday. The NBA acknowledged the mistake shortly after the game, saying a foul should have been called on the Knicks' Josh Hart. Had the foul been called, Hardaway would have been awarded 3 free throws with about 0.3 seconds left. Instead, the game ended on that play, and Detroit was left fuming. And wouldn't you be? I mean, now the Pistons are down 3-1. If they had been awarded those free throws, and even if he had 2 of 3, they could have went to overtime. That's not to say they would have won, but it would have gave them a much better chance. But then we can also see that if he had hit 3 free throws, they would have won the game. It's absolutely crazy to see that something like that has happened now, and the NBA is going back saying that they are wrong. Now, you tell me what you think. The photo that I could find of this wasn't exactly the greatest, but let's look at it here. This is the best angle you can see of it. You can clearly see that Josh Hart is all over the right arm of Tim Hardaway Jr.'s hands also on the ball, but he's got his body there on the side of him. He's jumping at the side. I really don't know how this wasn't called a foul, in my opinion. I'm not a Pistons fan by any means, so this is an unbiased opinion on my behalf, and I definitely think that 3 free throws should have been awarded, but let me know what you think about that down in the comment section below. But let's look a little bit further into this. We can actually see here that you guys saw it. Hardaway said after the game, speaking to reporters, blatant. The Knicks took a 3-1 lead in the series with Game 5 in New York on Tuesday. During live play, it was judged that Josh Hart made a legal defensive play, crew chief David Guthrie told a Pool reporter after the game. After post-game review, we observed that Hart makes body contact that is more than marginal to Hardaway Jr., and a foul should have been called. I mean, anything that prevents the guy from taking his normal shot is not exactly a legal play unless you're just straight up blocking it, unless you're putting a really good contest without making contact. But contact was made, and if contact is made and he has to adjust the shot to the point that we saw in the graphic a minute ago, it definitely should have been a foul that was called. Then goes on to say Hart didn't dispute that he made contact with Hardaway. Did I make contact with him? Yeah, I made contact with him, Hart said. Was it legal? I don't know. We'll let the 2-minute report say that. The NBA puts out a review of all calls in the final 2 minutes of games decided by 3 points or fewer, with those reports released the day after the game. But in this case, with a Pool report requested, the NBA had Guthrie speak to a reporter and explain what happened. And they actually went as far to say that it was absolutely a foul. So that 2-minute report, you did foul him, Josh Hart. So that's crazy to see that this all went down. Now they're down 3-1 in the series. I can't get over it. Then goes on to say Detroit argued to no avail after time expired. Pistons coach J.B. Bickerstaff was clearly angered and approached the officiating crew on the floor shortly after the final shot, but he had no mechanism to challenge the call. 1, the Pistons had used their challenge earlier in the game, and 2, even if Bickerstaff still had the challenge, it wouldn't have mattered. Technically, no call was made, so he couldn't have challenged anyway. There's contact on Tim Hardaway's jump shot, Bickerstaff said. I don't know any other way around it. There's contact on his jump shot. The guy leaves his feet. He's at Timmy's mercy. I repeat, there's contact on this jump shot. And it's good to see him standing up once again for his players. JB Bickerstaff always does this, and it's good to see him doing it once again, backing up the players. That's definitely the type of coach that you want, and that's why he's in discussion for Coach of the Year with Kenny Atkinson for sure. Then to finally, this put the icing on the cake for me, how New York is taking this. The Pistons had the ball with 11.1 seconds left, down by one. Cade Cunningham missed a jump shot with 7.4 seconds remaining, and after a scramble, the ball ended up in Hardaway's hands in the corner. Hardaway ball faked to get Hart into the air, and Hart clearly made contact with the right side of Hardaway's body as he was in the act of shooting. Knicks star Karl-Anthony Towns was asked for his view of the play after the game and went on to say, "What do you want me to say? View of that," Towns said, smiling. Going back to Madison Square Garden, happy we got a win. You like that answer? Is that good? Obviously, he's not going to say much of it because the Knicks obviously want to be in the position they're in, being up 3-1 in the series as opposed to potentially being tied 2-2 if Hardaway had been receiving of the free throws, hit two, made it to overtime, or hit all three and won the game there and then. You let me know what you think about this here in the comments sections. Absolutely a crazy finish, one of the craziest I can even remember in recent history. But make sure if you made this far to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for notifications, and I will see you all in the next video.